Hey guys, so today I'm continuing on with my series of the only blank I've ever repurchased. Today, the only Retinoid, Retinal products I've ever repurchased. And there's about, I don't know, 8 of them or so, a little bit more than that. So anyway, so I'll link to all these below. But anyway, I've tried a lot of retinoid products. Retinol is amazing. Retinal, it's all amazing for your skin. Just start out slow. Slow and steady wins the race, so don't fire it up too much with it and overdo it, and then you'll be unhappy with yourself. But most of us have done that at some point or another. So anyway, first off, the Geek Gorgeous A game. There's a 5 and a 10 version. The 10 is stronger than the 5. They're both wonderful. I like this one. It's a little bit stronger. They actually use Retinal, which is stronger than Retinol. A-L-O-L. It's stronger. It requires less conversion in your skin to get a tretinoic acid, which is what you want. So this stuff, wonderful, very affordable. A little bit goes a long way. And no fragrance in here, so it's great. Pretty short ingredient list overall, but still nicely hydrating on your skin. So love this. If you have not tried it out, highly recommend it. Start out slow, though. Next up, I think I repurchased this probably maybe 3 times. The Avene Retrinal. I don't know why they call it Retrinal, but whatever. Retinal, whatever. Anyway, this one does have a little bit of fragrance in it. It's not super overwhelming. It's light enough where I've repurchased it a few times now. It is more expensive. I think this one retails around like $74. And to be honest, it's very similar to the Geek Gorgeous, which is half the price, or actually probably less than half the price. So a lot of people love the Avene one. It's great. Geek Gorgeous, very, very similar, much more affordable. Anyway, yeah, so this one's pricey for what it is, but it's still a really good product overall, and one that I've repurchased it. Although, to be 100% honest, since Geek Gorgeous came out with theirs, I haven't repurchased this yet. Repurchased this a lot before, but not so much after. Okay, the next one, the Paula's Choice 1% Clinical Retinol Serum. I repurchased, that was one of the first retinol products I ever tried. I don't even have it with me because I finished them all. I think I probably repurchased it 3-4 times. It's a little bit pricey, and it uses Retinol, not Retinal, which is a little bit weaker. The 1%, it is strong, but the Paula's Choice brand included a lot of nice soothing and hydrating ingredients in there, so it's pretty friendly for most skin types. It is moderately priced, and since I tried it, it's gotten a little bit more expensive, so keep that one in mind. But it's still a really nice one, a good one for beginners. Even though it's still strong, it's got all the soothing and hydrating ingredients to prevent some of the irritation and things that starts with using retinol products. Okay, next up, we've got the Altrino lotion, which is, I'm going to try and say it right, Tretinoin? I always say Tretinoin. Try to say it right. I keep practicing, but whatever. So I've been using this Altrino now for just over a year, and I've really enjoyed it. I've tried other versions of Tretinoin, and they were so strong, my skin freaked out. I never wanted to try it again. I never thought I'd ever use Tretinoin ever again, but this one came out, and I'm loving it, and it really doesn't dry my skin out at all the way other ones have. It's got a more hydrating vehicle, time release, things like that in it, which makes it much less irritating for the skin. I love it. I'm sold. Yeah. So I've already got my backup for this one, and a little bit goes a long way. It does get expensive though, so keep that in mind. I think without insurance, I think this ended up being $50, which, I mean, if you think about it, this one's more expensive right off the bat. So anyway, it might end up working out better in the long run. Okay, so this was one I kind of eased my way into, the Differin, or just Adapalene. There's several generic versions of this. They're all identical. They just don't have the different name on it. But anyway, Adapalene was a nice way to work my way up in strength without shocking my skin. If you're in the US, you can get it over the counter in certain strengths, 0.0 or 0.1% or 0.1% is over the counter. I think if you want something stronger, like 0.3, you need a prescription in the US. But anyway, this one is worth a try, just kind of acclimating your skin upwards. I mean, I started really slow and kind of worked my way up in strengths. And I think that's probably also why the Altrino didn't irritate my skin so much, because I was kind of slowly working up to it over the course of years. Anyway, so this stuff is really nice for most people. Just start out slow. Okay, next up, very expensive one, the Drunk Elephant A Passioni Retinol Cream. So this one I think is pretty similar in price to the Avene. It is a strong retinol. It uses 1%. To be honest, at this point, I've repurchased this. I think this is probably only the second tube I've ever repurchased. But now that I use that Altrino, I don't really necessarily see the need for some of these. This, in my opinion, is very similar to Paula's Choice, 1% retinol. Fragrance-free, some nice hydrating ingredients in there. But it gets expensive so fast. So, anyway. Okay, I think this is the third of these. The Sunday Riley Luna Retinol Sleeping Oil, which, to be 100% honest, the retinol in here is pretty weak. Let's see. They use the HPR Retinoid, which is not very strong at all. It's very weak. It's debatable if it even does anything performing close to how retinols do in the skin. There's not a ton of research on it. It's just very weak, but it's a nice hydrating sleeping oil, but it does have a lot of fragrance ingredients in here. Although, to be honest, I don't really notice a strong scent from this, but even just looking at this ingredient list, it's got a lot of citrus oils and things like that, so I don't know. You can see how I was excited about the repurchase of it because I haven't opened it yet, but anyway. Okay, and then last but not least, they changed the name of this from when I purchased this, but it's the Ordinary Gran Active Retinoid Emulsion 2%. This was when it was called the Advanced Retinoid 2%. I repurchased it a couple times. Yeah, so some of these retinols, when they say 2% or 3%, or some of them say they're really strong, but that typically means it's a blend of other retinol ingredients like that HPR retinoid, which isn't very strong at all. So if you see something over the counter, it's like the highest strength you can get, 3%, stop and evaluate it more because I doubt it's really 3%. Peter Thomas Roth markets it like that. I think I did a video about it. If I can remember, I'll link to it below. Just saying how strong it is, but it's probably not, because 3% retinol would be very irritating. And you know, if you want a 3% retinol, just go up to the next step. Go up to Altrino or Differin or whatever. Anything but Retinal. Just, anyway, keep your eyes open, because I think a lot of that's just marketing. So, anyway, so these are the Retinoid, Retinol, Retinal products. The only ones I've ever repurchased. Interested in hearing from you guys. If there's any you love that you repurchase, leave a comment to let us know what it is, so we know what it is, so we can try it. And anyway, I will see you guys more tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.